Greetings and welcome to another pointless and rambling episode of Preserve the 80s. As some of you know, today was supposed to be the day where I filmed the voyage to Jacksonville, where I was going to introduce you to Whataburger and Waffle House, as well as explore Hamburger's old stomping grounds. Well, thanks to coronavirus, that had to be delayed. I'm not sure when that's going to happen now. So instead, I'm spending today working from home. I'm on a lunch break right now, and I'm retrieving the Big Lino. Now, the state of Connecticut only has three things going for it: New Haven style pizza, access to clear broth clam chowder, even though it's called Rhode Island style, but you can still get it here, and Lino's Market. Lino's Market is located in Durham near the Middlefield border, and it sells pretty much all the best Italian food you could ever desire. It's truly the cleanest, best pleasure. Well, I guess I cannot reverse the angle right now. This is a very primitive camera in this phone. As you may have also noticed, the Hyundai is no longer with us. It finally died a slow, painful death. But we'll reverse the angle for you here, so you can see Lino's in all of its glory. I'm not sure how kindly they take to people filming inside, so I won't be bringing the camera in there. But I will be rejoining you at home with a video of the Big Lino so that you can see it for all its splendor. And splendor it has in spades. Greetings again. I actually misspoke a bit earlier. When I said that I was on a lunch break, I was actually at the conclusion of my workday, which is a good thing, because once you have a Big Lino, you just won't have any motivation to go back to work, because that's all you'll be able to think about. So before we get to the main event, we'll show some of the supporting cast. I dropped the container in my driveway, but it didn't open, which is good, but makes it a bit harder to see them because of the way in which it fell. But these are Lino's 7-layer bars. They have a mix of chocolate chips, coconut, marshmallows, various other delightful things. Makes a good dessert. State line potato chips. These are hard to come by. And generally, potato chips are potato chips, nothing to get that excited about. But state line potato chips are a cut above. They are an event in and of themselves. Now we have this cherry vanilla Coca-Cola. I could have sworn this already existed and that I've had it before multiple times. I don't know if it's a Mandela effect or what, but the commercials keep advertising this thing brand new. So just to make sure I do not miss out on a soda, I have this here present with me for the video and the meal. Now here is the Big Lino. Because my hands are rather large and just the position in which I'm holding it, it doesn't look like much to begin with, but we will soon dispel that visual myth. I just also have to add, whenever you need to put your sandwich on a baking sheet instead of a plate, you know you're in a good spot. You also know you're in a good place when you're at a deli and everybody's name ends in a vowel. You know they're going to make your food the right way. So, in this Big Lino, we have a full loaf of crusty Italian bread. The old-fashioned, real Italian kind, not the chewy, wet nonsense that they try to pass off as Italian bread nowadays. Did you know that grinders got their name because the original rolls were so hard that people really had to grind their teeth to get through them? That's why they're called that. Anyway, you can see that this contains roasted peppers, ham, prosciutto, sausage, pulled chicken, got some pulled pork down there, roast beef, and Lino's famous bada bing sauce. I don't know what's in it. I just know that I can't stop eating it. It's one of those types of sandwiches that's so big you kind of have to eat it with a knife and fork. But, or else you'll find yourself in a Jeff Sokol type of situation, which I may go for anyway, just to have the full effect. But I just want to show you some of these individual elements. I also realize my napkins don't match, but that's all right. Ebony and ivory will live together in harmony. Just searching for my silverware now. Here it is. What to sample first? That is the question. Well, as you can see here in this single bite, there are numerous meats, peppers, and some bada bing sauce, so it's a good place to start. Let's delve a bit deeper. Some of that prosciutto and pulled pork on there. If I were Guy Fieri, this is the point where I'd start saying that the sandwich was money, but I'm not. No, I don't use that term, so I'm not going to call it that. This will not be reduced to currency in my eyes. Sample some bread here. If you get Italian bread and it's not crispy and dry as a bone, send it back because they didn't make it the right way. If they tell you to get with the times, well, I won't tell you to do anything violent, but in a perfect world, you could punch them back to the Stone Age, and they wouldn't know what time they were in, because you just don't talk about Italian bread that way. At least not the good type of Italian bread. So we'll see how this questionably new soda is. The flavor is extremely familiar. Either I've had cherry vanilla soda elsewhere, or Coke isn't being clean with us about it being new. Maybe I'm just not right in the head. Maybe it's some combination. Who knows? But it does make a suitable beverage to go with the Big Lino. The state line potato chips I mentioned before. I don't know why it is I like them so much. I mean, they just look like a regular potato chip. They don't have really any directly describable property that makes them better, but somehow they just are. Use the 7-layer squares.
Perfect as always. Very good compliment to the sandwich and the chips and soda. Just kind of, it's the glue that brings it all together. Every time I hold the Big Lino, I look at it with the type of fondness that one usually reserves for their newborn child. I don't have any kids, but I do have a Big Lino. Several Big Linos. Only one at the moment, but I buy them frequently. But the thrill never wears off. Each time is like the first time. I can remember when I was a kid, when I would see elaborate meals or just any given food that I liked eating, wishing I could just reach into the screen and be there. Right now, I'm that guy in the screen with the food, and it's a good feeling. So with that, I would like to encourage all of you to visit Lino's. That's Lino''s in Durham. Look it up online. They have a website. And order a Big Lino as soon as possible. It's well worth the trip to Connecticut if you don't live here. And if you do live here, then I just don't know what to say. There's no excuse for having not tried it yet. But with that, I will wrap up because I have some more sandwich pleasure to engage in before I return to my normal existence. Farewell.